Meat Sangria. Sangria. Meat Sangria. Ooh, Sangria meat.
Ladies and gentlemeisters, this is the final episode of Season 1 of the Meat Sangria podcast. Welcome to episode 75. It's a good number to have the final episode of. It's kind of a nice round number. 75, isn't that like one of your like special birthdays or something? What do they call that? Like the Jubilee or Diamond Jubilee? I don't know. I'm not an old person. I don't know. One day if I get... My grandma just turned 85. That's a pretty big deal. You don't even celebrate birthdays by the year anymore. You just... Once you make it to a fifth year, then you celebrate. Other years, they don't matter. You're so old, we can't even count that high. What was I seeing recently? There was some report. Oh, my friend was showing me a report of a guy who died... I think it was like in Iran or something, who claims he was 140 years old. And we're like, bro, that's not real. But the thing is, even if it was real, how do you even check? They don't have birth certificates. He was born in like a hole in the desert. He was born in a fucking oasis. And he's like, I'm from 1883. And we just got to be like, no, but he could. Maybe he can like carbon date his skin. Maybe like in 1,000 years, we preserve his body and then we can do exact. Man, but carbon dating's not that exact. Carbon dating's very... I think it's like, you don't get the exact, like, 50 million points. That's the number. We're not going to get the right amount of digits here. All right, guys, what the fuck is happening? This is the last episode. If you missed the previous time, we are going into hibernation. This is not a final goodbye. Simply, let me take some water. My throat is really dry right now. What the fuck? These are the first words I've spoken today, without a doubt. No, I said, I just lost my voice there. I need to do some vocal exercises. La 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 la. Okay, we're good. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. We're going to hibernation, just because I have better visions for this podcast that I can't accomplish at the moment. I don't have enough effort, not bandwidth. That's the word, but I didn't want to use it. I just can't keep using the word bandwidth over and over again. To make things happen. So I figure it's better to just, instead of just pushing out a product that is fine, I enjoy doing it, it's fun, enjoyable, might as well put it on ice. Let it simmer a little bit. Let it sit in the freezer, get that freezer vegetable smell, and then one day it'll come out and it'll be kind of cool. It's like Captain America going to that super soldier serum tank. It comes out and he's jacked, but he's not that jacked if you think about it. For the hardcore drugs they put him in, is really not that strong. He should look a little bit more brolic. But you're going to hibernation. I have no clue how long. Not a clue. Could be months. Could be years. Truly could be years. I don't know. But guys, we have a brand new theme song that's only been used in 2 episodes. What a shame. What an absolute shame. So yeah, we'll let's happy things, guys. This is a celebration of life. This is not a funeral. We're not thinking about your uncle who passed away from smoking cigarettes or whatever. I feel like everyone has an uncle like that. Do I? I do actually, inadvertently. Well, the thing is, when you're old and you used to smoke cigarettes, you die. They're just like, yeah, it's because he smoked a lot of cigarettes. He had a heart disease, yeah, because he smoked so many cigarettes, bro. He was chain smoking them. Back in the day, dude. My grandpa smoked cigarettes. He died at 80, though. That's a pretty good age, I'm not going to lie. Pretty good age to die. What else we got? Oh, dude, I had a video. This is a video it's doing well on Instagram. I have no idea how many views it has on Instagram. I kind of want to check. But it did well on all the platforms. But it's about a bunch of dogs. Their owner died. And they ate their owner, essentially, because that's what happens. If you die in the house and they don't have food, they start eating you. And there was just one dog that was, like, huge. It was a giant. I was just making fun of that dog. I was like, this motherfucker. And, obviously, they're traumatized. Poor dogs. But someone messaged me, and they were like, do you have the original video? I think this is my dog. We adopted a dog, and I think this is my dog. And I was like, I couldn't find the original video because the person deleted it, but then they ended up finding it. And they were like, yeah, they sent me a picture. They're like, yeah, this is our dog. All we knew was that her previous owner died. They sent me this picture, and she looks just as fat. I feel so bad for this dog. It's a tubby, giant dog filled with her owner's flesh. And they didn't have the backstory. And now they know that she is a carnivorous beast this poor little lady who, I mean, she was feasting, bro. She was absolutely feasting. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy to be the owner of this dog. So I forget what your name was that reached out, but that was funny. That was an enjoyable. It's nice when you get the real life. I would also, there's a lot of videos where I've guys, by the way, I've never lied in the internet, but I've lied in, and I would love to see the original, like someone to come forward with the truth of the story. Like the one where I pretended that I went on a date with a girl and she was like washing her mouth after she kissed me and I just made a bunch of stuff up. I would love to see the original guy. I want to see his side of the story. I want to see what, you know what I mean? That'd be kind of fun, but we're never going to get that. So this is clarity beyond what I could have ever imagined. And yeah, I mean, hopefully the dog did not look healthy besides eating the owner. Just like, I don't know, it looked tubby. I don't even understand. Geometrically, it just doesn't make much sense for a dog to look like that. Let me try to find the picture. I don't want to describe this dog. I don't really want to show you guys my phone. Here it is. Yeah, she looks a little better, but she still looks just like, she kind of looks like one of those tortas, you know, just a tubby. Why the fuck? Oh, it's like a little tubby, like a Latina woman, just kind of, I don't know, described without being offensive. We call her Fat Maggie. I knew her owner died and she was in a house with 9 dogs. 99% sure it was her. My mom is not taking this well. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty scary to know that your dog is capable of that kind of stuff. Just don't die. How about that? Don't die. That's crazy, though. Fat Maggie. Fat Maggie. That was my nickname in college. Fat Maggie. They thought I was a woman. You can get so fat. The thing is, when you're so fat, you actually kind of lose your gender. That's interesting. Fat people are kind of like trans people. I'm gonna write that down. That's such a bad analysis. I'm just gonna write it down. Fat people are kind of like trans people. You can't even see your penis anymore, guys. This is what we're putting the podcast on hibernation for, so I can tell jokes like fat people are kind of like trans people. Hey guys, this is my Netflix special. The title is gonna be "Fat People, Kind of Like Trans People." All right, dude. There was rest in peace. There was a Chicago mom who died. I believe they say she committed suicide, but maybe the more details will come out after this. But she was missing for like a week, and they kept showing videos on TikTok of her husband pleading to try to help find her, or whatever. And every single comment was just like, "Bro, we know you did it, dude. We know it was you." And I was kind of on their side. I was like, because the thing is, like, he kept saying, like, please come back, honey, which I feel like if your wife is missing for a couple of days, I feel like you know she's dead. I don't know. Like, obviously, you want to hold out hope, but, like, saying please come back, honey is, like, that just feels like a fake sentence. That's what got me. But it turns out as far as we know, he didn't do it. And I feel bad for the guy because now everyone thinks he's a murderer and his wife just died, which is not funny, but it's funny. But literally all the comments were like, bro, tag me in a week when he's arrested or something. And it's just a poor guy who's like, it just shows you none of us know anything we're talking about. He was like crying on the TV, but it kind of looked fake. Everything, if you come in it with an angle of this guy's lying, everything just looks fake. And apparently they released more info where she has like mental health problems, or she had. So then when that came out, I was like, oh, maybe she just like ran away. I think she jumped into like a river or something. So it's horrible, but just like blaming the guy was just, that's too funny, man. I have a joke, which I haven't done in a while because it involves a reference to O.J. Simpson, which I'm not sure if people, like, I perform a lot at a hostel, and they don't understand English, a lot of them. Some of them barely speak English. There was a guy yesterday I performed there. It was a Korean guy, and, like, another comic was trying to ask him questions. He was like, sorry, I don't speak English well. I'm like, all right, you're not really going to, how are you going to laugh at half this stuff? I don't really think this is for you. But I don't know. I think he might have walked before I got on stage. But yeah, it's I haven't told that joke there, and I haven't told it at any other shows for a while. It's a good joke. I should bring it out of hibernation. Maybe I'll just do it tomorrow or something, just for. But yeah, it's about how you can't. If you're a husband, you can't get away with killing your wife. It's impossible. This guy, I mean, that would be a true mastermind if he actually still did it and they think it's a suicide. That'd be fascinating. Anyway, more about, dude, everything is, out of the last episodes, everything's just about death and people getting fucking burnt alive, kids getting kidnapped. Everything's just sad. I'm gonna miss talking about the worst topics on earth. I'm gonna really miss that, guys. There was another video of someone's house. It was like their Ring doorbell video of a little girl playing in her driveway. Sorry, she was just playing in a driveway, and then a van drives by, and then the van backs up into the driveway, and the mom comes out and takes the little girl, and everyone's saying like, "Oh my God, that's like a pedophile van." Thank God the mom was there. But also, I was thinking like the video cuts off. I don't actually know if we see the van drive by. Part of me is like, if I see a little girl, I'm gonna snatch her up now. If I see a little girl like in the street with no parents, you kind of like, shouldn't I call the police and be like, "Yo, there's a random little girl here"? So we don't know if it's the fact that he was driving a van. That's the problem. You can't drive a van and save children. You cannot do anything with children with a van. But if I was driving like a Nissan Altima and I drove by a little kid and there's no parent around, I'd probably be like, "Hey, I'm calling the police. I need to like make sure you're okay." And so maybe it was a good Samaritan. Maybe it was like the nicest guy in the world, and now they're tracking his license plate down, and now he's going to be arrested as a pedophile. Maybe that's what it is. I hope not. Or maybe he was a pedophile. Maybe, guys, I'm not here to defend pedophiles, guys. I'm not the U.S. government. I'm not doing that. I'm not Attorney General Pam Bondi. Yeah, maybe he was a pedophile. But that's like also such a brazen. The thing with like everyone has Ring doorbells now. You can't just show up to someone's house. You gotta do it at like a park or something. I haven't heard of anyone being kidnapped in a while, but like you gotta just giving out strategies, guys. It's we're actually not going into hibernation. The podcast is being shut down by the FBI because I just keep giving out killing strategies, pedophile strategies. Buy my pedophile guidebook online, available on Kindle now. Available on what is the other one? The Kobo or something? I forgot the name. Yeah, so that's tough, but it's fun that we get these videos. It's fun to see these things happen. All right, another wacky story. This one I just read today. 80-year-old man tried to board a plane with his dead wife. Apparently his wife died right before the flight, and he's just trying to take her through security in a wheelchair and bring her on the plane. And then people are like poking his wife. They're like, "Yeah, she's not responding." They're like, "She's cold. Her eyes are by." I mean, it's an old lady, whatever. And he's like, "No, it's my wife." It's just a weekend at Bernie's skit, but like not convincing at all. It's like, "Yes, we'll let my wife on the plane." How is he gonna get her off the wheelchair into the? You can't bring the wheelchair on the aisle. In the aisle, can you? I don't think so. So he was gonna like fireman carry her into her seat. I don't understand. Maybe it's just really expensive to like. I actually get it. Like, imagine you go on a trip, your wife dies, you got to bring her back home anyway for the funeral. You don't want to pay. You already bought the ticket. You don't want to pay for like shipping. Shipping a dead body is probably so expensive. You already paid for the ticket. I'm gonna get my wife on the plane. I'm gonna try. I think they made it through security, which was funny. Security, but they said they were suspicious at security. They were like, "Is she dead?" And he was like, "Nah, she's just, you don't know anything about old ladies, so they just go into shock for a while." That's hibernate. That's what the podcast is going to be like. That lady is an emblematic representation of the podcast. Just, that's what I'm going to be like at 8. Man, the fact that she died before her husband, that's crazy. I think this might have been in Europe or something. I don't remember. I don't know the details. I just know it was funny. Imagine sitting next to a dead body, trying to go to like the bathroom. You got to climb over a dead bro. How did this man? I mean, he's 80, so cut him some slack. He thought he was going to get away with it. But how is that? How do you think that's going to work? How do you think that's going to work? Ma'am, peanuts or pretzels? Sorry, they don't give peanuts anymore. What year is this? 2007? I miss those days they gave peanuts. I miss the days I can throw them in the air and some kid would die. Good times. Peanut allergies, honestly, with the whole thing about autism, like vaccines causing autism, honestly, peanut allergies are probably caused by something if you think about it. They're so much more common, I think, now than they were. So maybe vaccines cause peanut allergies. That, something might That could be the science we're looking for. Maybe they do cause autism too. Whatever. At this point, guys, who the fuck cares? No, we all care. I don't know what I'm saying. I can't just say things. Eric Adams launches a Buy NYC token to fight anti-Semitism. What the fuck is wrong with this man? What the fuck is wrong with this man? He launched a crypto token that went up. It fucking peaked in price and then it crashed by like millions of dollars. It's a rug pull scam bullshit to fight anti-Semitism. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Who's letting this man do anything? Who is buying this? That's the crazy thing is that's probably making people more anti-Semitic because they're going, I think the Jews made this. I think, you know who would make a coin and then steal all the money? The people. I said that in a Jewish accent, but it would be other people making fun of the Jews. That didn't make any sense. That is probably the exact opposite of it. Also, what is a token fighting anti-Semitism? What does that mean? What the fuck are you saying? This is just like what. Bro, this man truly should be like punched in the... I saw him like fighting with a lady on a plane too. And he was being like, don't make me take the Brooklyn out of me, bro. You better see the Brooklyn come out of me. I forget what the lady was saying. She's probably being like, yo, you fucking suck. And he was like, hey, don't make me the fucking Brooklyn. The guy's a fucking clown. Listen, I voted for him. And he's a clown. I don't know. I didn't know he was a clown beforehand. And he's a clown and, whatever. Honestly, if I knew what I knew, maybe I would have voted for Curtis Lewa. I'm going to be honest at the time. I don't think he's listen, Curtis Lewa is kind of a clown, but more in like a fun way, not like a fucking shameless. Dude, Eric Adams is just shameless. The man is truly like a fucking villain. A cartoon villain, like Kingpin guy. Who's like not even a good evil leader. Is just having like women on his lap in a meeting. He's like, I'm gonna give you that construction contract if you let me play with your little toy right here. It's just a crypto token to fight anti-Semitism. What the fuck, dude? Honestly, the crypto space, like I don't know if I've talked about my foray into it many moons ago. I feel like it's makes sense with like financial stuff, makes sense with like just meme stuff. When it comes to any other thing, what do you do? It doesn't make any sense. Crypto for social justice? What are we talking about, bro? What is this? This makes no... You're just doing stupid shit. And people obviously bought it. I don't know who made money. Maybe, I'm sure Eric Adams made a bunch of money. Or whatever firms. You know what happens? A firm, some sort of company, says, hey, Eric Adams, we're going to give you $500,000 if you go on a news program and pump this coin. And so that's what they did. He's not coding things behind the scenes. Just a fucking... This guy should be in jail. Anyway, whatever. We don't need more people in the fucking freak show jail right here. We don't need Eric Adams with Maduro, with P. Diddy. Dude, honestly, Eric Adams at a Diddy party... Thank God P. Diddy was arrested. And wasn't... Or maybe... there might have been a little overlap where there was parties being thrown. Dude, Eric Adams with the baby oil, I could see that. I could so see that. Yeah, that man, whatever, I don't know, whatever. We don't need to talk about mayors anymore, but, fucking, what is it called? It's New York City coin, buy New York City coin. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, dude? It's just, whatever. We got more New York people. Everyone, I keep seeing this podcast online about, it might be called something Italian. Maybe it's like Growing Up Italian podcast. Did I talk about this, bro? Fuck, man, we can't have repeat topics here. How do I find in this fucking thing? How do I find? Find and replace Italian. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry, guys. 5 matches. Let's go. Italians hate Italian Americans. Yes, sure. We've talked about it vaguely. What the fuck? That's this. What is the other one? Oh, okay. All right, cool. No, I don't think we explicitly talked about this. This is a podcast. Sorry, guys. There's a podcast. I don't know what it's called, but there's some guys. They're from New York, I think, or New Jersey, whatever. And so they have New York accents, but they speak Italian. They're speaking Italian in these clips, and they're always like, they always have this guest on who's like this. I don't know how to describe what this. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I actually don't. I think it's a woman, but it could be a man. It's like this, like a black hair, like spiky hair person who's also in the same boat as them. She speaks Italian. We're gonna say she for the purpose of this video. from New York and New Jersey, and they just go around saying stuff in Italian. They're like arguing about like pizza, but it's Italian with such a New York accent. But kudos to them, they speak Italian, and all the comments are just making fun of them, being like, went to Olive Garden once, and now they're like this, and it's relentless. Like, truly, kudos to these people because their comments are relentless. No one is enjoying their content for what it actually is, which is, whatever. It's completely relentless. And, those people are more Italian than I am. If we were ranking the levels of Italian, they're obviously New York Italians. They're not real Italians. But, they speak Italian. They're better than me. I don't speak Italian. And, they have a lot of cultural similarities, right? They're talking about what kind of pizza they like. They're talking about pizza from Naples, pizza from fucking whatever. So, it's fun to make fun of them. But I'm like, guys, they're pretty close to... What more do you want? If you live in New York, you speak Italian fluently, you culturally are Italian, like, what, you know what I mean? You're never gonna accept us, guys. That's what... We have to be our own thing. We don't want to be associated with those... What is a slur I can call the Italians? It's not an American slur. Those Mussolini heads. That's not fun, dude. That's just boring. That's just boring. I don't have anything. There's nothing. I can't think of a fun schoolyard bully for Italians. Those fucking pasta eaters. Those, the semolina. There's nothing fun. Semolina skanks, there's nothing fun, guys. Nothing fun. I've lost all my creativity, which is good because it's the last episode of the podcast, so maybe my creativity will come back later. That was not good Italian. I should be able to do a really good accent because I listening to my grandma speak, but I don't know if I can. I feel like I can. I'm not going to do it. You don't deserve that, guys. My stomach just growled. That was crazy. That was a nice. We're going to talk about ice, guys. Unfortunately, man, we got to end this. Oh, fuck, whatever. I'll talk about this for a little bit. I think that's my last topic, though, talking about ice and shit, which is, what the fuck? Whatever. Yeah, I missed last week. I made the episode before I shot that lady. And just the discourse around, just what the fuck are we doing, guys? What the fuck are we doing with this stupid shit? I mean, ICE is just... Listen, I get it if you're an ICE agent and you that's your job. Like, I understand if you have no money, this is your job, this is how you provide for a family. You gotta quit. Like, if you disagree with what's happening, you gotta quit your job, you have no money anymore. I kind of understand, right? You're gonna put your family's needs over the needs of random other people, but also just I have a hard time thinking that you guys are not all fucking psychopath, insane, fucking, just power-hungry, secret police, street monsters. It's just, what people in ICE are doing it's crazy. It's crazy. And the video of the woman, obviously, if you didn't see, it's a woman who's gets killed by ICE because she's just driving her car, and they say she was trying to hit one of the officers. And I do think she, kind of grazed him a little bit, which, listen, if you wanted to arrest her, sure. If you want to say she hit an officer, but the gun thing, shooting this woman is ridiculous. There's no way on earth, if a car's right here, my fist is the car, and a person's standing here, if they're accelerating forward, killing them is not going to do... If she was actually going to hit you, she would have killed you even if you shot her. That car went flying into a tree. So there's no reason to use this gun. Absolutely no reason. Everyone knows it. They're just lying because they have to lie. They have to lie. This is the position they've historically taken. They have to do this. So you have to understand, but they have to say that it was justified. They have to. J.D. Vance has to do that. Because that's the hole he's dug for himself. He can't go back on it. But everyone with the right mind, everyone on earth, knows that was not the right thing to do. And if you don't, you're either retarded or you're just lying, or you just hate people. No human. And then people are going and finding this lady's background, like, this lady is blah blah. I don't even know what they were saying. But the idea that people deserve to die because they're bad people is I mean, it's like a fifth grader level of like justice and morality. I don't understand. I don't understand. So yeah, you can't even take these people seriously because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like someone shoots me in the head and then someone looks up my criminal history, which I don't have, but imagine they're like, well, he was late paying a traffic bill, so what the fuck are you talking about, bro? What is this? And, you know, there was differing things they were saying, you know, she was stopping her car, letting people go by. Then people said go, and one guy came up and was like jamming on her fucking door handle, which is kind of scary. I don't know. It's just fucking ridiculous. And, you know, does the ICE guy who did it wish he could take it back? I bet he does. I bet he does for sure. But, you know, I'm sorry. When I said I bet he does, it reminded me of something that I said previously. I'm getting, like, this is the problem. This is the problem when you talk about things. You forget what you've already talked about. And then you go, like, am I repeating myself? Which I have many times on here. But, like, I don't know. It's just, I feel bad if I repeat myself. You guys need fresh content. You guys are paying good money. Paying good quality $0 bills. There should be a $0 bill. Just a fuck you and say, here's the money. But yeah, dude, the fucking thing is just, I don't know, man. I've never been to Minneapolis. I was kind of thinking it's an interesting place to maybe go, but it's just, bro, what's going on there? What the fuck is going on there? So I think some people have to take long, hard looks at the mirror, and if this is what you voted for and you're happy for this, then, you know, congrats, I guess. I don't know if anyone could vote for that and be happy. I don't know if that's a realistic thing. It seems crazy. It seems like, in my mind, it should be, you know, you can have a strict border. I agree with that. You can have like a way, you can build a wall. Sure, build a wall. But to hunt people down and fucking execution style kill people in the street is insane, and it's, I don't know, whatever. Speechless. Anyway, I'm going to be joining ICE. No, imagine putting the podcast on hold so I can take care of some business. So I can dole out some justice, if you know what I mean. No, that'd be crazy. I feel like you can't, if you're in ICE, like, if you're in, like, the South and you're, like, you work for ICE, I feel like you can find a wife maybe because they're all just, you know, you can go to the local mega church and they'll be like, oh my, such a godly man. He killed those liberals so well, such a godly man. But if you're an ICE agent in New York, bro, you're going to have to do some lying. You're going to have to be lying up the wazoo here. You're going to have to be, fuck, bro, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know how you're going to find a woman. And you know what? Good. We don't want you procreating. If you're a police officer, fine. Police officers, you know, sometimes they get into trouble, whatever, but their whole mission is not to fucking raid people's house, innocent families, and whatever, guys. I don't even know. Those mega church, bro, those fucking Christians, man, they are convoluting what it means to be Christian so much. It's like unbelievable. Truly, if Jesus came back today, which according to Polymarket has a 3% chance of happening in the next 2 years, if Jesus came back today, he would look at these people, if he's real, whatever you believe, and be like, what the fuck? Or whatever that is in, what does he speak, Aramaic? He would say, oh. That's what it sounds like in my mind. And, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just the level of, like, how have you contorted your definition of Christianity to make this justified is unbelievable. It's on God. It is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. God teaches us that anyone who is not white is lesseth than us. That's also crazy. White supremacy is so weird because, like, there's so many different white people. Like, I am white by all intents and purposes. I'm Italian and Cuban. So I guess when I sign in on that SAT form, I put a little Hispanic Latino on that little motherfucker. Let's check this box right here. But I'm all white for all intents and purposes. I don't feel any, like, camaraderie with a fucking southern redneck weird dude. I feel no relation. I'm not related. I don't go, oh my God, we're the same. I go, this fucking bum-ass loser, him and I are not, we're not any, so, like, white power, No, not with you, bro. And they probably look at me, they'd be like, you're too greasy to be in my little white power gang. So white power is a little... Are you just saying like regular white people? And it should be just more like ambiguous white power. That's kind of what you're going for. Because white power, ask a Greek person to be like white power, then they go, yo, wait, these Albanians are in this? Fuck them, bro. These fucking disgusting what the heck? I didn't know they were part of this. These Turkish people? Oh my God. Well, Turkish people are not really white. That's where we get a little bit shaky. But yeah, it's like a very, very interesting slope where kind of white people some of them don't really fuck with each other. It's like if you went to Africa and you were like black power, but some African nations probably the fucking the DRC like raids the neighbor like Rwanda and shit, bro. They fucking hate each other. They're chopping people's heads off. There's horrible crimes in some of these places. So it's not really like kind of. I guess we get the overall theme, but it doesn't really make any sense when we get down to the nitty gritty. Italian power, now I can get behind that. I can get behind, but I just made fun of the guy who's making that podcast, so I can't really. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm a mutt. My kids are gonna be. I doubt I'm gonna find a woman who's like fully Italian. My kids or Cuban. My kids are gonna be mutts, bro. My kids are gonna be. What's that song? Baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt too. They're gonna be fucking. I might as well make them as special as possible. Let's throw some black in there. Let's throw some Asian. If I marry a Blasian person, what else could we put in? With a little bit of Polynesian in there, bro. Guys, we are getting a lot of scholarships. These kids are gonna be on every brochure in the book. Let me tell you that right now. These kids are gonna be winning me a lot of money. But yeah, what else? Oh, I forgot to talk about it in Iran. The protests, I mean, guys, everything's horrible. Everything's fucking horrible. I mean, it seems pretty serious in Iran. I mean, there's thousands of people dying. Saw a video of just families sobbing in the street, looking at their dead relatives' bodies zipped up in body bags. I mean, it's horrible. Trump keeps saying if you're going to hurt innocent civilians, and so far hasn't done anything about it. I don't know what's going to happen, but they have hurt innocent civilians. I think they're executing some guy with no trial. That's the thing about this fucking Riyadh comedy festival where, all these comedians went on, and truly the one who's taking most of the backlash is Bill Burr, because he is he has tanked his, I don't know what's going to go on with him. I mean, he's obviously fine, but just like this hypocrisy, you're going to go to a country which Saudi Arabia is kind of similar, where they don't even have trials for people. Even if it's a fake trial, you don't even have a trial. You just kill someone just because they want you to die. That's crazy. That's the country you're going to highly tout. You're going to be like, wow, it was amazing over there. I get there's innocent people there. There's people getting killed in the street. Those people, yeah, do they deserve to see comedy? Do they deserve to have a good time? Sure. Not when it's funded by the regime that is doing the killing. Funded by the regime that is making them so oppressed in the first place. So it's ridiculously hypocritical. And some people who did the comedy festival said it was hypocritical. They admitted it. They apologized. Some people Bill Burr is holding his ground. He's saying, fuck you guys, and it's not working. It's really not working. And I think he thinks the backlash is going to go over. But truly, I tried listening to like a snippet of something he was saying, and nothing hits as hard. Nothing hits. You have to have, like, if he's going to make some moral arguments, you have to have like a good moral standing. And it's not, dude, I don't know. It's not doing good. Truly, I don't think he understands that this is kind of fucking him up. And, whatever. I think he's a nice guy, but it's just, he's not in the right side of history on this one. Definitely not. To take that, $1.5 million check from the Saudis. The Saudi government. Which, by the way, I think if they opened up the festival so that you could actually make fun of the royals, you could accept the money. I think it's perfectly fine. That's the only difference. I don't care if they kill people. If you can make fun of them for killing people, then it's fine. Then comedy, then take the money, it's fine. But the fact that you can't even make fun of it, you go to their show, you make fun of other people, you don't get to make fun of them. Appalling. Goes against the very fiber of my being. And I'm a big fiber guy. You know me, I'm a big fucking... All right, I have nothing less to talk about, guys. I guess, should we go on Reddit for one last old time's sake? Do I have anything else to talk about? Let's see. That's favorite moments from the podcast. I'll just be me laughing at myself. Favorite joke? I can't remember anything. I think one of my favorite jokes is just making fun of Panera Bread. I just love making fun of Panera Bread. Favorite running joke. Being gay is pretty fun. It's always a classic, man. Saying the word gay is always classic. Saying retarded a million times, classic. Classic. I did have to, you guys don't know this, I did have to cut out one time. I said the word retarded, but I used it, I was just speaking too fast, and I used it referring to an actual, like, autistic person. And I was like, after I was like, fuck, I did not mean to say that. So I cut it out. I cut it out because I'm like, the word that when I use it, it's never for that. So when I said it, I was like, why did I say that? I said, my mouth speaks faster than my mind. It's more to talk about just morons and idiots. Never to use for like a Down syndrome person or an autistic person. So I would never want to offend them like that. But calling an idiot retarded is very much what I would like to do. Calling someone who's a complete moron, mostly someone who thinks they know. That's where the retardation comes in, where they think they know what they're talking about, and they're completely an idiot. Then they're retarded. Like the guy who made the fucking Minnesota daycare videos, which, you know, is there fraud? Probably. You know, I still haven't talked about that as much here. But the guy who made that video is basically retarded. That guy is, you see him in other interviews, he can't even speak. I mean, maybe he has some sort of learning disability. Now I feel bad for calling him that. But truly, he can't even speak. He can't speak words. His brain is he lives like a zombie. So this is the poster child for uncovering fraud. I don't trust that guy, but, you know, sounds like there is fraud. Not saying there isn't, but you're going to make this guy your fucking champion? This guy's your hero. I don't think so. So yeah, calling people retarded is a classic. When I was giving away a bunch of Carrot Meister hats, still, I don't think the last one was claimed. I think birthday, is that the last code? I think birthday, if you go on meatsangria.com and put in the code, I think that one hasn't been claimed. I'm actually unsure, and I should probably check. But yeah, we have a couple hats left. I was giving them away, but I kept stopping giving them away. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep them. We'll keep them for the OGs. Yeah, that's so that wasn't a good enough. I should have had a montage prepared where it's just like me crying. We play the Green Day song. I don't know any of those words. I hope it's unpredictable and in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Do, 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 do. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's do. What should I do that's weird? Anything different? I did Am I the Asshole? Am I overreacting? Is that something two sides to, like, what is 2 X chromosomes? Is that just retarded people? All right, let's read this one. What is the dumbest way a guy has ruined his chances with you when it was almost a home run? My friend was browsing a bookstore. A cute guy offered to buy her a book, a nice icebreaker. She agreed and chose Agatha Christie. He proceeded to insult her choice of author until she told him to fuck off. She'll buy her own books, thanks. Sigh. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Offered to buy her a book? That seems a little fucking desperate there. Please talk to me, I'll buy you a book, please. I mean, talking to someone about their book and be like, oh my God, I love that author. That's a good idea. I should hang around the, well, I'm not in the market, but should hang around a guy should hang around like the fantasy section of the bookstore and be like, that's so funny, just like waiting on the side, and then the second someone picks it up, like, oh my God, I love the book. Oh my God, you're so cute. I love the book. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, Ronnie, look at her butt. We were walking on the street. He finished his coffee and pitched the empty cup into a bush. Nope, pitched. She's got to be from the UK, bro. He pitched the cup into the bush. This is a joke I keep trying. I've tried to make this a stand-up joke, and it never works. I think I have to give up on it. But I was on a tour one time in Italy, and we were on a bus. And the lady came around to ask for all of our garbage. She had like a plastic bag. She's like, I'm going to collect your garbage. And I think she was like British for some reason. And we got off the bus, and she took the bag, and she just threw it into the bushes. It's like, I'm going to collect your garbage. And she just chucked the bag into the bushes. And we're like, what the fuck? I could have done that myself, bro. I didn't want you to fucking litter. She's like, well, here's, take them. I'm like, what the fuck what are we doing here? So, you know, I'm not for littering. And, you know, that lady, I don't really think I did anything about it, but I was more just like, what the fuck? Should have picked that up, bro. I was younger. I was not as confident in my abilities to fight. What if she fought me? What if she was like, this is what we do here. This is what we do in Italy. Met a nice guy I seemed really compatible with. Went to his house, no hand soap anywhere in the bathroom or kitchen. No soap in the shower, no dish soap in the kitchen. Literally could not wash with soap after I used his bathroom. That's crazy, bro. This man doesn't believe in soap. Maybe he uses like bleach or something to wash his hands. That's actually crazy. In the shower too, what the fuck? Did he not smell bad? That's actually impressive. If you don't smell bad, you have no soap. I mean, washing your hands with just water kind of works, unless it's like oily. If you kind of like really use a lot of friction. But washing your body, dude, you gotta smell bad. Like your armpits, bro. That's crazy. This person, I think you dated my boss. Small office setting, 1 bathroom for 3 employees. 1 employee mostly works from home as the boss and myself. First day in the job is no soap, no paper towels, no toilet cleaner, no Clorox wipes, no glass cleaner. There's absolutely nothing that we use for cleaning of any kind. Nothing remotely soap adjacent. When I asked about it, the grown man was genuinely confused as to why he would need soap in the bathroom. What the fuck? Dude, some dudes are fucking weird. All right, let's see this one. I went out to eat at a restaurant and one of the cooks started to hit on me. He comes to my table chatting me up about the food. Tells me his family owns the restaurant, that he works for free to help them out. I was genuinely smitten and ready to give him my number, but the waitress saw him chatting me up, who happened to be his sister. I wrote my number in a napkin and gave it to him, and he goes back to the kitchen. Like half a second later, his sister was power walking over to my table to inform me that he was out on bail for armed robbery. Bro, sis, why are you fucking cock blocking this man? What the heck? Let him live his life, dude. He was working for free because his parents are the entire reason he wasn't in jail. I asked her to please get my number back and throw it away, and she told me she had it handled. He never contacted me, so I have no idea how the conversation between them went. All right, I guess he was lying. I guess we'll cut her some slack, but that was cock blocking. Yo, don't give my brother any pussy, bro. He's so cool. He robbed a bank. That's crazy. I guess he's a smooth talker though. Maybe he didn't even rob the bank. He was just like, give me a couple. He was charming the cashier, the teller. Armed robbery, man, tough, man. But you know, man, I guess sometimes the sister she wants to have a good. Did I just show my fucking feet on camera? Fuck, I just moved my leg up. I feel like I cross my legs like a bisexual man. I don't know what it is. Like I put my leg up. It just feels so like rigid. I just feel like this doesn't. I don't know, whatever. That'd be crazy if I came out as gay in this last episode. I'm not going to, but like I said, it was a good joke. We had an amazing first date. I was so excited. We kissed goodbye, and he told me to text when I got home. I walk in my door and start happily chatting with my roommate. Not even half an hour later, he sends me an absolute unhinged text along the lines of, wow, you're such a slut, leading me on and then ghosting me. It was so wild. What the fuck? What the heck? Wait, we had an amazing first date. I was so excited. We kissed goodbye, and he told me to text when I got home. Does that mean he left you at your house? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, dude, that's fucking crazy. I get that there's like expectations for like when you expect someone to text you, but like 30 minutes after you just left them, that's fucking, bro. That's crazy. Also, what does that even have to do with her being a slut? What does that even mean? What is that even? That makes no sense. That would actually, you just kissed each other at the door. You're the slut. Or I guess they're both sluts in this case. I guess kissing someone and then ghosting them is kind of a slutty behavior, I guess, kind of. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's just, you know. I think some guys go on good dates. I've never done this. I think this is crazy. And then they'll wait like days to text the person. I'm like, what? What the fuck? What is that? What are you doing? I don't understand. Listen, if you want to like let a little bit, if I had a good time on a date, there's never a scenario where I'm not getting home and then maybe like at least an hour later where I'm like, had a great time, would love to see you again. I'm never not doing that. Because I don't want them to be like worried if I'm like, oh my God, I think it's good. I don't want them to go through that. Was days, dude, if you didn't text me for days, I would assume you weren't interested. If you ghosted me, you're not interested, bro. That's the cold hard truth. So days is crazy. I don't know. Wouldn't you want them to be assured that you were interested? I don't fucking whatever. Whatever, bro. Some people operate on different fucking schedules. I've talked about this many times on here about fucking people who text me like once every 24 hours. I'm like, bro, I can't do this. No offense to you. I'm sure you're great. I went on a date with this girl. Like, she was like, I can't see you for another 2 weeks. I'm like, bro, I'm not interested in this. I don't want to see one person every fucking 2 weeks. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to see me, see me. If not, I'm like, I'm not doing this. Someone who texts once a day and I see you, or once every like few days and I see you every few weeks, I'm not doing that. Not happening, bucko. But yeah, anyway. Mentioned his wife on our Florida date. Yo, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. In my mid-20s, I dated a guy I was absolutely infatuated with. It was date number 5, and I could barely keep my hands to myself. Hey, that's what I like to hear. On the way to his place after the date, we were listening to the radio, some call-in talk show, where the subject of domestic violence was being discussed. He turns to me and says, some women just deserve to be hit. What the fuck, bro? Oh my god, dude. These men are out of control. What the hell? That's crazy. I mean, that's just not... I mean, yeah, if a woman's coming at me with a knife and about to kill me, yeah, I'm going to hit her. But I don't think anyone in a relationship, even your husband or wife, doesn't... There's no scenario where unless they're, like, physically beating the shit out of you, they deserve to be hit. I don't think that's a scenario. I don't think in any, like... If it's a verbal argument and your life is not threatened, no one deserves to be hit. I think that's a universal rule that I like to live by. That's crazy, bro. Date 5, bro. You had it in the bag, bro. She was on you. She was all over you. This one's too long. All right, we'll do one more, maybe a couple more. He said he hated his job as a teacher because he was surrounded by women and all women are bitches. Well, you don't want my opinion on teachers. But they're not bitches. They're just like... I don't know how to describe. I don't know why I don't like being that is another recurring theme where I say that being a teacher is the least attractive job. Classic, man. That's a classic. Yeah, they're not bitches though. They're just... Well, what is the definition of a bitch? Bitches are just like women who are just always rude, annoying, fucking condescending. That's a bitch, in my opinion. All women are bitches. It's crazy. Asked for my number, called me. We talked, then asked me out for coffee. Halfway through a decent conversation, he says, do you consider this a date? Because it's not. I just said, okay. I found it kind of off-putting. Then when we were leaving, me says... This is Jar Jar Binks. Then when we were leaving, me says, do you kiss on the first date? And he lunged at me. I said, yes, but this isn't a date, right? And he left. That was the end of that guy who, for the record, called and texted me saying he shouldn't have said that and he really liked me, but he wanted to keep his options open, which is whatever. I was just not into him anymore between the comment and the lunging. Yeah, what the fuck? This is weird. He wanted to keep his options open? What do you go on one day with someone that you're not married to them? What the heck? Do you kiss on the first date and then lunging before she even gives you an answer is crazy. Bro, these men are out of control, dude. I live in a tropical climate. He complained I wore the same coat too much. I only have one coat. I don't need this coat for more than a month, maybe a year. It was a really nice coat. Yeah, what the fuck? How many coats are you supposed to own? I actually own a lot of jackets, which is crazy. I own way too many jackets. But yeah, actually, I could see it being a problem. I'm not going to lie. If you were in a winter place and I saw you always wearing the same jacket, I'd be like, you got anything more stylish? You got anything? It's a shame you let yourself go. Wanna fuck. That's crazy. All right, this is the last one, I promise, guys. Online chatting went well. Things in common. Flirty and fun without being gross. We meet in person. He's like a foot taller than me. He looks down on me and says, you're so small. Can your body even take a normal cock? What the fuck? What the heck? Oh, man, dude. I had one say you're the right height for a blowjob. Dude, these people are crazy. These people are crazy, dude. So blatant, bro. Guys, here's the thing. They just explained it in one, like, 5 fucking ones ago. The guy, they were on a 5th date. She was all over him. Guys, all you have to do is nothing. Just literally sit there and be like, hey, so you see that new TV show? And she's on top of you. You don't have to say any of this. What are we talking about? How horny you guys are like, you like cock? How about you look at my cock? Bro, just wait 10 minutes. Wait 10 minutes, please. Anyway, guys, that's crazy. We're going out on that. Going out on that, man. That's the hibernation we're leaving you guys on. All right, that was season 1 of the Meat Sangria podcast, guys. It was beautiful. Thank you so much for all watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're all God's children. You're all my children, technically. once I donate that sperm, I'm going to have a lot of children floating around, and that's how we're going to get the numbers up. We're going to make them listen to the podcast. We will be back, unless I die or something, but you know what? Then this will be a fun episode to reminisce on. We will be back, hopefully bigger and better than ever. If you can't get enough of me, guys, I'm still on TikTok. I'm still on Instagram. You can always find me there. I go live usually at once a week on TikTok or Instagram, just shooting the shit. It kind of vaguely feels like this podcast when we go live. But yeah, I'm always around. And there's a few people that sent me some well wishes for the podcast, saying you're disappointed it going away. And guys, I get it. And, I appreciate you all for watching. And I appreciate you for reaching out to me. But, guys, all good things must come to an end. Think of this, it's like a phoenix. The phoenix dies and they come out of the ashes and they're like anew. And they have just amazing, beautiful feathers and they're on fire and screaming and whatnot. So, yeah, that's what I have to say. Should we have a code word? Meat Sangria out, guys. Sangria out.
Meat Sangria. Sangria meat. Meat Sangria. Sangria meat. Oh, meat Sangria. Oh, Sangria meat. Oh, meat Sangria. Oh, Sangria meat.